Welcome everybody to this wonderful time we're going to spend with Ritu Chopra, who is our amazing regional chair for New Jersey and New York City for our wing, which is about authentic harmony and positive masculinity, and about working and collaborating together. So I'm really pleased to have this conversation with you, Ritu, about what is happening in C-suite harmony, because I know you have a very prestigious role within top management and top echelons of organizations. And I think it will be fascinating for our viewers to know more about that. But let's start by asking you, what is your unique purpose coming into this wing and making an impact with positive masculinity, authentic harmony? Share, please.
Oh, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for making me part of this wonderful wing. And my unique purpose within the G100 Authentic Harmony wing as C-suite harmony is to bring the awareness in our multi-generational workplace that regardless of our gender differences in communication, the harmony in life and at a workplace is equally important across all genders and generations. It brings respectful and productive environment for all. We all crave for peace. Our world is chaotic outside. We can creating this harmony internally as we as human beings, no matter where we are, either at home or at work. I think we can express that in our communication, in our behavior, in our dialogues and interaction with other across different genders, different gender and generations.
Well, that's right. And we know that different generations think very differently. And I'm not currently inside the C-suite. I've been there as a consultant. So share with us where your approach to C-suite harmony makes a real impact.
So the C-suite harmony is a top-down approach in my view. Everyone becomes part of this process, right? So because the strategy would die without the synergy,
Yes.
right? So we can have the best strategies in the world. Then, if you are a C-suite person, have to bring in role by, lead by example. So the strategy in a top-down approach of authentic harmony or the harmony in C-suite. So it's just not a game of telephone that you start from a one person and by the time it gets on the end of the line, the messaging has changed. So that's where I think it brings both ways, the top-down approach and having a same messaging to go out. It's not an overnight process.
Yes.
Not a magic. It starts a little bit practice. It starts a
Yeah.
little patience. And it starts working on ourselves first, then before we start expecting from others. But everyone tries to do little. I think it makes a big difference. The harmony ensures decisions are made not just efficiently, but cohesively. So with a shared ownership, and you talk about a co-custodian word, so that's kind of a shared responsibility we bring. With the responsibility, I would like to add the word accountability as well. So
Yes.
it's not just for a particular generation or a gender to be accountable. Accountability is everyone's responsibility.
I love that. And I love the idea of the countdown and the shared responsibility. So do you have an illustration of this? Is there anything that would illustrate this effect? It's like a waterfall. It's coming down from the top. And how do the people at the bottom deal with the C-suite harmony?
The illustration example or a scenario that I think that is ideal is that, I used to hear is a couple of decades ago being in the C-suite conversation, open door policy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So especially the Northeast New York City area that I worked in, uh, most companies would have their C-suite personnel, officers, leaders allow that,
Yes.
right? So not everyone took advantage of the situation. When stakes are high and there are issues, they look for someone else to go talk to someone else, right? So I think that's where the courage part comes in, and having then confidence. These people, if there is an initiative of open door policy, or you're approachable, the sign of it is the door is open, glass walls or something, that they're approachable. There
Yeah.
could be times you approach them, they had higher priority at that moment, and they asked you to come back or put some time on a calendar. That's a different situation. However, as a concept, as an idea of that, they are approachable. Now is the responsibility lies on the other side. And if you have something to add value or an issue that needs their attention, lot of time it is not addressed or communicated because of fear.
Yes.
The
So
fear
not everybody likes to open their door.
or
Some people like to have their door knocked on and then opened. And I think that's an interesting sort of lead into the last thing I wanted to ask you was, given a magic wand, when we look at men and women working together in the C-suite, and we know there's not always equality or parity there, what is one thing that you would love to happen differently than is happening now?
today the boardrooms are the new battlefield of change. Right? So the change requires not only a strategy but also courage to implement it. Right? So navigating them requires effective communications, the functional awareness, and a real-time collaboration. Otherwise, without harmony, the innovation would get stalled, right? So as you ask, if I had the magic wand, what would I would like to see? I would like to see more collaborations come together, have a healthy dialogue.
Excellent, excellent. And in the old days, it used to be gathering around the water fountain or the coffee machine, but it is about how men and women communicate in any situation, but in particular in the C-suite, where, as you say, accountability, responsibility, shared values are very important. So, is there one piece of wisdom you would like to leave our viewers with about this harmony?
Absolutely. I want to get back to your water fountain, the water cooler idea. Those were, if you look at it, the humor side of it, yeah, we can look at the value side of it and the humor side of it. Um, it lets people let out,
Yes.
right? And from a water cooler, their way back to the desk or their cubicle or their office, um, they had let it out, which needed to be. Someone else got to hear it, even if there was no action taken. I would just say therapeutical, right?
Yeah.
But the key piece of advice, what I want to say here is we know that there are 6 generations in a workplace today. So,
Yes.
so many different variations of learning styles, work ethics, our expectation, our commitment, sandwich family generation that taking care of the elders and raising young kids, uncertainties of longevity of the job or career or lack of path. So they're dealing with a lot, right? So when we
Yes.
talk about the C-suite harmony and top-down approach, in my view, that I think we need to understand as baby boomers, especially the generation pretty much ready to leave workforce in next few years. Millennials and Gen Zers are stepping into power, right? They are hungry for values and obsessed with impact, right?
Ah,
So they won't thrive under fractured leadership. So what kind of leadership path we are creating for them as a exiting leaders generation, right? So they want to follow the executives who walk in sync with lead with the truth, etc. So the harmony is the language for tomorrow's leaders. If we look at this way,
mm,
we need to create that environment now,
yes.
right?
I love that, Ritu, the harmony as a language for tomorrow's leaders. I mean, that is so important. And I think you're doing a fantastic job. And, you know, as you say, the workplace is so different today as it was, you know, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. And the challenge and the trick is to really listen to that language of harmony. So I want to thank you for today's interview. And I hope all of you who are watching this and taking this on board, then please come along and talk to Ritu and to me and the rest of our wing, because we want to spread the word of authentic harmony and positive masculinity and that harmony language for tomorrow's leaders. Thank you. Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you, Dr. Pauline.